Hello everyone, hope you're having a great weekend. I just thought I'd get back to some aluminum razors. I had a viewer request that I compare the Shield DE versus the Timeless aluminum. And at first I was like, well, that seems like a pretty good idea because they're both very similarly price-wise. The Shield is about $35 and the Timeless aluminum is about $50. So pretty close in price. I would say if you were looking at one or the other, they're close enough in price to where I could see why people would be interested. They're both aluminum, obviously. Weight-wise, they're very, very close. The Timeless is a little bit heavier at about 47 grams, whereas the Shield DE is about 42 grams. They're both about the same. I would say they're both right around like 3.8 or so inches or so when I measured. Grip-wise, pretty comparable. I would give a slight edge to the Timeless there. That knurling on there is pretty nice, but it's not so sharp or robust that it's too sharp. It feels like it's going to bite you at all. But the Shield does offer several different handles, and of the ones that I've tried, I do like this one. These spots right here I find easy to hold on to. But grip-wise, I would say, if that's a big concern for you, the Timeless is a little bit better in that regard. Lather channel wise, they both have very large pronounced lather channels, so rinsability should be pretty premium on both. Pretty huge difference in blade gap measurements though. So this is where it kind of get interesting, and you'll see throughout the shave that the numbers not necessarily don't mean anything, but not all that you would think. The Timeless has a 0.45 gap, whereas the Shield DE has a 1.15 millimeter gap, so more than double the gap. If memory serves me right, I'll look up these numbers. I forgot to beforehand, but I believe this Shield has a 0.005 or 0.006 exposure, and I want to say that the Timeless is comparable. So blade exposure wise, they're very comparable. They're both positive blade exposure. Something I always kind of forget to mention because it's never something that's really a concern of mine, but I know a lot of people are all up in arms about this. On the Timeless, the blade tabs are mildly exposed, whereas on the Shield DE, they're totally enclosed. I don't know if you can see, but there is a little bit of a gap on the end there that annoys some people when they're trying to do lineup work because they can't really figure out where it's grabbing. So thought I should start maybe pointing that out. Again, I don't head shave or anything, so I could see why some people spraying funny. It's spraying all messed up. I wonder if one of the kids messed with this. Oh well. So I started doing a bowl lather, and I finally got some of the Macduffs Birch and Root. This is just absolutely fantastic smell. If you like root beer, it is without question an awesome root beer smell, and that was what I wanted. I talked to some people and read some reviews, and some people said other weird things, so I don't know what they were thinking, but for me, definitely root beer smell. I don't know if you're into root beers, but I am, and I also like birch beer, and it's very, very birch beer, hence the name. So I started doing a bowl lather, and I was just not having a good time at all with this brush. And I have this Timeless bowl, and I find that the soap really gets stuck down in those grooves that are supposed to help agitate it, and I haven't had the greatest luck with it. And then afterward, I find it's a real chore to clean the soap out of all those little nooks and crannies. You almost need a toothbrush that's bent at like a 90-degree angle or something to get down in there. So anyways, here we are doing a face lather. It's my nephew's birthday today, so taking my kids over there for a pool party in a little bit. Helped my father-in-law earlier. I am an uncertified IKEA assembly master, so I went over there and slammed some of those things together for him real quick. I was going to work on my car. I've got this stupid coilover suspension that I thought was a great idea to put on back when I used to make some good money. And what they forget to tell you with coilover suspension is, yes, you can adjust it, but you will always be adjusting it. There's these threaded collars on there that kind of jam together, and I talked to the manufacturer because I have had continuous problems with them coming loose with the wrenches that they give you for the coilover perches. You basically just jam them in opposite directions to jam the two collars against each other essentially. and he told me, oh, well, you know, I got to hit him with like a rubber mallet to give him that last little snug. And I've done that, but it starts peening the collar over. So, you know, you can't really go any harder. So anyways, one of those collars is threaded down on me and I need to get it fixed. But my buddy didn't have time today. So anyways, let's get back into it. I'm gonna do my blade of choice. This is my sharp blade of choice. Fantastic, forgiving, but super sharp. Let's do the timeless on this side. Fantastic cushion on the Macduffs. So the main scent profile of it is hands down root beer. That is what hits me in the face on this Macduffs. I always probably say it wrong. It's Mac. But anyways, fantastic cushion. And the main note is the root beer smell, but it has this fantastic foresty pine and tree note background, that finish. So it's not just a root beer soda smell scent. It's definitely more complex. Very nice first pass. Fantastic cushion on that soap, very slick. Let's go to the shield side. I would consider both of these razors daily shavers. For me personally, I need a super sharp blade to get BBS out of them. For me, they both rinse out very easily, but obviously I'm not trying to rinse out multiple days growth. But seeing as how they both have huge lather channels, I would think both would do very well. Very nice first pass. Very, very comparable. I would say that the blade feel is very, very, very similar between the two on that pass. It's kind of hard to differentiate. I was expecting there to be more blade feel on the timeless, even though the gap measurement would tell you otherwise, just from my personal experience with it, I should say. I was expecting the timeless to have more blade feel, but I would say they were very, very comparable on that pass. Let's see how they do in the next few passes here. I had a hard time finding this Macduffs soap in this scent. Everybody was out of it, so I bought it direct, and I wasn't even sure if it was listed in Canadian or not, and I just decided I didn't care that I wanted it so bad, so I ordered it, and it was actually in USD, and it wound up only being 28 bucks shipped, which I felt was a fair price to get something out of country. Very nice. If you noticed, I was able to go over the Adam's apple without moving it off to the side with both razors there. I would consider both, again, daily driver, forgiving, easy to use razors on my problem areas. Let's get some water in there. I don't know what's up my spray bottle. I'll have to run some vinegar through it and see if it's just got minerals and stuff plugging up the tip or what happened. I saw a cool barber pole themed spray bottle like this on the razor company, so I'll probably get that one if this one's FUBAR. I don't know why I went so far down my neck, but whatever. All right. Minor critique, I would just notice there I got a little bit of water on there. I'd like to see some waterproof labels on the soaps. I always try to be careful when I'm shaving, and it seems like I always get water on some of them somehow, some way. Very nice first or second pass there with the Timeless. Timeless is very enjoyable today. This is a really, really close shave so far. It's really, really hard to tell. They're both very, very comparable in blade feel. We'll see how they both do performance-wise in a minute here. Probably got enough soap in the brush here for another shave. Very, very nice against the grain. If you go with the shallow angle and ride those scalloped lines on the top cap there, the Timeless really, really smooths out. Clean up under my nose here. Really, really, really close. I would say there's maybe a little tiny bit more here on the Shield DE side, possibly just technique. All right, that's BBS. All right, let me get cleaned up. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Get some witch hazel on while that's settling in. I do have the matching Macduffs splash for that soap. I actually got the splash first and liked it so much that I decided I needed to have the soap in the collection. All right, so back to it. What did I think of these two razors? Which one would I kind of choose or steer people towards? Boy, you know, this was probably one of the closest aluminum razors shave offs that I've done yet. These were so similar shave-wise that if you blindfolded me, I don't know if I would have been able to tell the difference between the two. I would say that the Timeless maybe has a tiny bit more blade feel, but comparing them, it had very similar blade feel to the Shield DE. I was expecting this to have quite a bit more blade feel, and it really didn't. I will say that, yes, it does have a little bit more, but when you ride that shallow angle on the top cap, it seems to really kind of smooth things out. It's a little bit easier to work with what little blade feel it does have. Whereas the Shield DE, I don't really find that playing with the angle smooths it out as much. It's pretty much the same no matter what you do with it. Shallow angle, steep angle doesn't really seem to make too big of a difference. So it depends on if you're the type that likes to play with the angle a little bit more. You might enjoy this, the Timeless, a little bit more, because you can kind of smooth things out by riding the top cap a little bit more. I would say that at times, sometimes it feels like the Shield is maybe starting to kind of chatter just a tiny bit. So if you have a super thick, coarse beard, that might be more pronounced. I've never had any issues with it irritating me or anything weird like that, just something that I would mention. Again, as I said, the lather channels are really large on both of these. Handle grip, I would give maybe to the Timeless a little bit. Very, very comparable shave. I really can't really say that you can go wrong with either one. I really like the look and the design of the Timeless. It's very, very beautiful razor sitting on the counter. I like how he's got the embossing on the bottom, underneath there. It's very beautiful inside and out. The Shield DE is very cool as well. Pretty simple design, very easy to clean inside. I like that he offers 3-4 different handles. They're all the same length. They're just different variations of this, so you do have some options there. In the aluminum, again, this is $35. Now, he does offer this in stainless and other finishes that would be more to the $50 price, so it depends. You can get it heavier if you're not into the aluminum, so that's also food for thought. And he makes it in a 0.95 versus the 1.15 cap. So there are some options there. Whereas with this particular Timeless, it's pretty much this is it. If you don't like it, you either need to go into their open comb or their slant or some of their other razor options. But really can't go wrong with both. That was a really fantastic shave. I do like them both for daily use and use them both for daily use. I would say that for me personally, again, to get BBS, I do need to use a sharp blade with them. I tried the Shield the other day with Gillette 7 o'clock green, I think it was, which I consider more of a mild blade from Gillette. And I found that it wouldn't give me BBS. I kept going over the same areas and it was just leaving a little bit behind. So again, if you have a super thick or coarse beard, you might be better with a different option if you're looking to really mose down some super thick, coarse stuff. For me, it works great. I find that Rockwell 3-4 plate to be that sweet spot to give you some comparison. A Game Changer 68 is a touch too mild for me with a super sharp blade, and if I do face stretching, I can get it done. But that's kind of where I would put my daily driver razors, and what I kind of look for is that Rockwell 3 to 4 zone is my sweet spot there. So hope you enjoyed this aluminum razor battle series to add to my collection of videos with the aluminum series. As I mentioned before in one of my other videos, I do have a bunch of playlists. So if you're looking for razors by brand, or by aluminum, or the Shield Gem series, or whatever you're looking for, I have playlists for each individual thing to try to make it easier for viewers to find what they're looking for. So hope you like this review. Stay tuned. I got some more stuff coming. I'm going to jump into some artist club stuff pretty soon here next couple weeks. So stay tuned for that. Thank you. Have a great weekend, everybody.